Recording in progress.
Top of the morning to you, everyone.
Good morning, John.
This is March 15th, 2026. Welcome to the Positive Living Center. I'm John LaLonde. I'm your host this morning, and we have a nice morning ahead of us today. Is there anybody here for the first time? In the very back there, would you stand and just tell us your name?
Hello, everybody. I'm Sandra Bob.
All right. Welcome, Sandra. Well, this year, our theme across the entire year is awakening, and our themes for March: intentions and affirmations. So those are the things that we will be talking about. I'm getting a quizzical look from somebody, so let me just look. Yes, I think I'm right.
Is it intention or intention?
It's plural.
Oh.
It's intentions.
Oh.
So you can have more than one. They come in groups. They can't come in groups. Well, welcome everybody. If you read your iFocus, you might be confused at what you're seeing. I'm a substitute host, and Warren here is a substitute musician. He is going to be playing for our meditation, which we'll go into, and then we'll sit in quiet when he has completed for a little while. I'll bring us back. Let's begin to return our awareness to the room. As we do that, let's bask, let's know, and be grateful for Divine Spirit that is in each and every one of us in this special March day. The weather is incredible. Let's just feel that presence of God in ourselves, in all those around us, and know that we are safe today. Let's note also that we came here with some sort of intention in mind. We got up, got ourselves here. There's something behind that. Let's just know that what we hear today is going to be helpful in some way to us, something that we're wondering about or not yet wondering about will be answered here this morning. We're grateful for one another. We're grateful to look into each other's eyes, see that divine spirit within each and every one of us. We're grateful for this day, and so it is. Well, it is my great pleasure to welcome one of our guest spiritual thought providers, that being Barney Coffman.
Good morning.
Good morning.
When I was doing the post for this iFocus this past week, a question came to me. I wondered if any other religions had affirmations. And so I did some research, checked it out on 3 different search engines. They both, or all of them, basically said the same thing. 2 of them are short, and they say no. That a chant, also known as mantra, is not the same as an affirmation. Because a chant has spiritual power. And an affirmation is just a positive thought we say to ourselves. Now, as being metaphysical in our background, we know, or should know, that words have power. We're taught that in the science of mind. They vibrate just like any chant vibrates. In the Hindu religion, I think the reason it is more a spiritual feeling is because the words are put together in a sing-song poetic verse. But our spiritual thought, that's an affirmation, is just as powerful just because it's not sing-songy or poetic. We could do that if we put our heart and our mind to it. So here's what the 3rd post says. Chants and chants and affirmations are not the same. Chants are often associated with meditation and spiritual practice. Affirmations are also. Serving as sacred sounds or words that help focus the mind and promote peace. Affirmations can do that, focus our mind and promote peace. They are typically repeated in a rhythmic manner and are used to connect the divine or enhance spiritual awareness. Okay, that's what's going to be the difference if I just sit there and think, I am one with God. I am one with God. I am one with God. That can become very poetic, sing-songy. The last line, it says, Both practices have the power to shift thoughts and emotions, but they do so in different ways and for different reasons. Personally, I don't think there's that much of a different reason. Om Mani Padme Hum is the Buddhist mantra or chant. Buddhists have done it for years and decades. Om, the universal sound, represents the purity of mind, body, and speech. Mani, jewel is the word, symbolizes compassion and love. Padme, lotus, represents wisdom and spiritual growth. Hum, enlightenment, the ultimate goal of awakening. Now those are just words, but our heart powering those words with our intention is what gives them the power. I also thought of the Catholic religion, which I know very little of, but enough to put me in danger at times, I think. But I know Catholics believe in going to a confession, and the priest then gives them a penance to pay by quoting certain verses that they all memorized when they were going through Catholic school. The one that's most familiar is Hail Mary. You know, you hear the priest say, okay, that'll be 5 Hail Marys and 3 Stations of the Cross or something like that. Well, Hail Mary that's kind of like a chant. It can also be an affirmation for their belief, even though they're giving the power to Mary, from what I understand in the chant. You know, it's Hail Mary, blessed art thou. The Lord is within thee. So, anyway, I also found one, I said, give me a short Hindu chant. Came up Gayatri Mantra. It's Om Bhur Ba Sava. That's the best pronunciation I could come up with for the first line. But the whole thing, that is only 4 lines long, it means we meditate on the glory of that being who has produced this universe. May he enlighten our minds. So anyway, think about it. Don't limit yourself. Know that when you give your affirmation, whether it's within you saying it to yourself or whether you're saying it out loud, the words still have power. Yes. And if you work on them, you can even make it poetic, sing-songy, and just think of the power it'll have then. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Barney, for that spiritual thought and adding to the enlightenment of our minds. I'm not going to try to do this in a sing-songy way, but I'm tempted. If I could, I would. But here to do that for us today is Warren Cox.
Thank you. This song came from an old TV show called MASH, and most of you will recognize it. It was also in a movie, I think, before that called Achilles Heroes, which is where it originally came from. No, the movie was actually called MASH, that's right. So this song is called Suicide is Painless. It goes like this.
Next we have our minister talk, and I'd like to invite Reverend Joe Bull to come up and provide that.
One of my all-time favorite TV shows. Intentions. We all have intentions, right? Each day. What is my intention today? What is it I want to do or I'm focused on? Lorna gave this to me about a week ago, and I want to share it with you. Some of the ministers and practitioners have already heard this, but it was so solid I wanted to share it with you this morning. In this gift of life we have been given, we were given the gift of pure consciousness. Our gift back to God is what we do with our consciousness, with the awareness that we are consciousness first. we eliminate the thought that the world shapes us. We stop outsourcing our good and our power to an outside authority. Instead, we take it all in and live intentionally. We intend the life we want to live. As we hold the vibration of our intention, the world as it appears through universal law responds to the frequency within us. This way we aren't waking up to the day and saying, I wonder what this day has in store for me. Instead we say, I'm co-creating the day I want to live in. This is the day the Lord has made, and I rejoice in it. This is from Reverend Michael Beckwith, Agape Church in Los Angeles. Beautiful, just beautiful. I really love what he had to say. He talks about pure consciousness. And pure consciousness is basically the highest state of awareness. The highest state of awareness in the present moment. In the Science of Mind magazine, it says, in the Science of Mind tradition, intentions are conscious, purposeful thoughts that align with universal law to co-create reality, moving beyond passive wishing to active felt direction. God's intention for us to act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with Him. Focus, action, and living God-inspired intentions. That's from the Bible. Key principles of intention in Science of Mind we co-create, like in setting the sail of our direction, utilizing universal law to direct our lives. We are in charge of our own lives, people. We direct what we're going to do and say. Intentions must align with our true spiritual identity, meaning the I am alignment with our divine self. Intentions, like the statement, I intend to live in peace. So our focus is on feeling and being, the quality of being true to ourselves, first and foremost. To have our intentions truly work for us. We first have to convince ourselves that we are truly feeling that which we are wanting emotionally coming into our lives. Because we have all of these things going on inside of us all the time, especially emotions. We don't try to lasso those, we try to deal with those and ride along with emotion. Don't fight it. Intention is a powerful state of mind filled with hope and good feelings. If we can get into a simple habit each day, each week, we can feel lifted and at peace. We truly can. Try saying, everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Say that with me, please. Everything is always working out for me. It's an affirmation, isn't it? You're telling yourself this, so you start to believe this. The Science of Mind is always recommending meditation twice a day. Now, Reverend Robin highly recommends meditation. And I like to meditate twice a day. And I totally agree with her about what meditation can do for you, because it resettles us. It reestablishes us inside. We get kind of crazy out in the world, all these things going on around us. But if we start our day like that, we have a much more victorious day. Intentions defined. I like this one. An individual's conscious aim, purpose, or determination to act in a certain way. The mental plan behind an action versus coercion in a positive, peaceful manner. In A Course of Miracles, it says that intention determines perception, with the core goal being a shift from fear to love and faith. I want to tell you a story, and I have permission to tell you this story. It's about my sister and my dad, but he's no longer here, so I'm asking. This happened to her years ago. She was about 15, which made me about 13 years old. We were home, and there was a boy in her high school that wanted to ask her out for an evening to go get something to eat and go to a movie. And she was very excited. She really liked this guy. He was a nice guy, too. I knew who he was. My dad didn't go along with this so much. My dad didn't like anybody, okay? So this young man had an uphill battle with my father. But the young man pulls up in the car, gets out, comes up to the front door, and my dad opens the door, shakes his hand, says, "Come in and have a seat." And which, of course, every girl dreads, right? And my sister was sitting near him, and my dad says, "What is your intention with my daughter?" I thought, oh boy, there's a loaded question, because I'm watching this from the kitchen area. I wasn't about to miss this. And he says, "Well, sir, I just wanted to take Jimmy out for something to eat and go to a movie." My dad says, "Fine, what time is the movie over?" The guy says, "About 9 o'clock. He says, "Good, have her home at 9:10. And my sister was home at 9:05. And unfortunately, the young man never called upon her again. And I don't blame him. She was very furious about this. But that was my father. That was kind of like his rules. So, a few years later, she's 17, and I'm 15. And she's in the living room having a discussion with my father, and I'm in the area so I can hear all this. And she says she'd been dating this guy for a while, and she let my dad know about it, because she did it secretly, because she knew what his kind of response would be. She says, "I'm going to move out, and I'm going to move in with him, and I intend to marry him." Well, that didn't sit well with my dad either. He goes, "Okay." Well, that late afternoon, my brother and I are outside by the carport, and my dad comes driving home in a brand new Ford Mustang convertible, dark green in color. You could smell the newness of the car. It's like, my brother and I were like, wow. My dad gets out and he goes in the house, grabs a hold of my sister, has her come out and look at the car, takes her back in the house, and so I hustle in the house because I got to see the rest of this. And my dad's dangling the keys in front of my sister and says, "The car is yours, free, if you give this guy up." Oh yeah. So my dad's intentions were nefarious, obviously. My sister, being as stubborn as my father, says, "I don't want your car." She says, "I'm packing and I'm moving out today." And she did. She got up and left, and she moved in with this boyfriend. Well, I was still admiring the car. My dad comes out, and he starts looking in it, and I said, "Hey, Dad, I want the Mustang." He goes, "No, I'm taking it back to the dealership." I said, "What did I do wrong? It's a beautiful car." So we did, took the car back, and that was that. My My sister, by the way, ended up marrying this guy that she moved in with. They were together, I think, a little over 20 years. Had a son and daughter together. And then my sister divorced him. And then, of course, she's bad-mouthing him because, that's what we do when we divorce someone, right? And she was telling me all about the things that, she didn't like about him anymore. And I listened, and she finally got quiet, and I said, you know what, sis? You should have taken the Mustang. And she says, yeah. And then we laughed until we cried. Yeah. Every once in a while, when she starts talking about something she's mad about, I'll bring that up. I should have taken the Mustang, sis. Yeah. Of course, the miracle speaks about having a willingness to choose peace as intention shapes, depending upon how we see situations in our lives as opportunity for healing a conflict. In other words, we can decide between two choices, a willingness versus effort, meaning true intention is not about forceful action, as my dad learned there, but rather a little willingness to see differently and let go of the need to control the outcome. We don't need to control it. This is not easy to do because we try to force the action to the degree of the result that we are wanting, don't we? We kind of push something the way we want it to go. It's like the purpose of forgiveness. Our intention is directed toward forgiving others to see their goodness, their kindness, rather than attacking them, right? Yeah. That is the purpose of forgiveness. That is our true intention, isn't it? Science of Mind teaches the 5-step prayer treatment. I know you've heard of this, most all of you have. The 5-step prayer treatment: recognition, of course, the acknowledgement of God's Spirit, source. Unification, knowing we are one with this power. Knowing we are one with this power. The unification, the treatment itself. Affirmation that our intention is and has already been fulfilled. And then we give thanks. Giving thanks in knowing that the good I deserve and you deserve is ours right now. Right now. And the last step, of course, is releasing. This, to me, is the most important part of the prayer, by the way, for me. If we don't truly release it and let go of this prayer and go on about your day, you're not going to receive the results that you were hoping for. But when I pray for something and I let it go and move on with my day, I kid you not, bam, the answer comes to me. Out of the blue. Because I stopped fretting about it. Ernest Holmes, founder of Science of Mind, believed that intention is the conscious, purposeful direction of thought and faith to activate the law of mind for co-creative manifestation. Always purposeful thoughts toward our intention. Purposeful thoughts toward our intention. Then let it happen. Let it go and let it happen. And so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Joe. Your talk makes me just, I love the saying, should have taken the Mustang. I mean, we all have those forks in the road where we make decisions or decisions somehow are made and in retrospect. But the thing that the beginning of your talk really made me think about was in affirmations, was the jazz pianist, artist, Rose Allison. I live the life I love, and I love the life I live. Isn't that an affirmation for us?
Yes.
Well, this is the third Sunday in March. The third Sunday is the day where we have our healing service. And so I'll invite anyone who wishes to come forward, circle up. Reverend Joe will lead us in a healing service. If you wish to stay seated and participate in that way, that is fine too.
Look at these fabulous souls. All with great intentions. This is our opportunity at this time to give thanks and to direct our attention to maybe someone that's looking or needing a prayer from you specifically. Before we begin those prayers, I'll ask practitioners and ministers if they want to say something very quickly.
We're filled with love. We can heal from the inside by that energetic of loving oneself.
Yes.
May we understand that energy is always there, giving us the opportunity to step up to our highest, most wondrous grace. It is our relationship with Great Spirit, with all that is, with God.
So it is.
May we give thanks for patience, clarity, wisdom, and understanding, so that we may better help all creatures, great and small.
Yes, yes.
We know that God is all-powerful, all-knowing, and everywhere present. And we are one with His divine essence.
Yes.
It is done. It is done in the timeless realm. It is already done. The healing has happened. The changes are possible. They're already done. And we are the opening in the time and space and the heartbeat and the thoughts and the light in our eyes and in our lives. We are the openings, the expressions, the oneness with that which we're calling for, that which is truly our intention.
Yes. Let's focus our attention on someone or some people that might need a prayer from us.
For Rory, who's in a war zone, where he'd rather not be.
Yes.
For Rory.
Blessings out to Larry Ince. He broke his ribs, and his son and daughter-in-law got into a horrible accident on Highway 41 and have just gotten out of the hospital. Sending love and healing. Sending love and healing to all who are victims of war. May we find peace in the world, and may they find safety in themselves and act in a way of love.
For very ends that we're all injured and in danger.
As we focus our attention on these people, let's see them healing. Let's see them knowing that they are loved and they are protected through our thoughts and prayers, through God, Spirit. And let's turn our attention to ourselves. Let's not forget to pray for ourselves. For whatever it is that we need, or that we want. Prayer is the gift that keeps giving. The healing always begins as soon as we ask for it. Thank you, God, Spirit, Source, for this opportunity to be in this moment with these souls, knowing our prayers are heard, our prayers are answered, our intentions are good. Thank you for this, God, and so much more. And so it is. Thank you all.
Well, we'll move on to the offertory. Are there two people that would come up and carry their little things around for donations? These little things must have a name.
Little velvety things.
It's a cute little thing.
And wait just a moment.
Well, let's repeat the offertory verse that is on the card in front of you, quite likely. All right, the offertory prayer: divine love flowing through me, blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. So we also know, and for people on Zoom and anyone present, you can donate to the Positive Living Center through the iFocus, the one-time weekly email that we get from the Positive Living Center. Reverend LJ sends this out. There is a donate button on there that just click the donate button and it will direct you to how to do so online, either one time or automatically forever. Forever. You can also mail in a donation to the Positive Living Center. It's at the mailing address is Positive Living Center, P.O. Box 2683, Oakhurst, 93644.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody, for your donations. All right, we're going to move into announcements, and let me first mention that as the third Sunday in March, Jackie Stringer here, manning the camera, or humaning the camera, is our instructor in A Course in Miracles, and that will occur 11:15 till noon today in the, meditation room. All right. Are there other announcements? Sandy.
You're all invited to a party. It's today from noon to 3 o'clock. It's at the Yosemite Sierra Artists Gallery. We're celebrating being up and running for 1 year. There's going to be food, music, and of course art. and it's open to everybody. It's across the street from the fruit stand on 41. 1 year.
All right, thank you. All right, other announcements. Any other announcements? Judy.
Our women's circle will be starting Tuesday, and it's from 2 to 4. And we're basically learning that element of collective energy from the divine feminine. And I'm excited. They'll be here.
Yes, Barney.
I'll do it from here. I just got a report from my friend. He goes up and does a snowpack measurements up in the high countries with Forest Service Guild, and he said we're 50% of our normal snowpack. So let's all try to conserve some water. And then on another note, I gave away free water at my first event last Friday at my friend's jazz concert, and we avoided, I'd say, about 30 plastic bottles, and it went pretty well, and people like the water. So I'm giving away free water everywhere I can. That's all.
All right. Thank you, Barney. Anything else? Well, on the days where we have a prayer or a healing circle, we have no practitioner in the back room for prayer, but if you wish to have a prayer, please approach any of the ministers or practitioners. And you can also leave a written request for a prayer in the box that's in the back left corner there. The frog, it looks like a frog box. It is a frog box. You can write it down and put your prayer into that. Reverend Joe gathers up all of the prayer requests and sends them out to all of the prayer team, which are the ministers and practitioners for the Positive Living Center, and some currently here and some that were here before. So it's a large group that'll pray for your intentions. Next week's speaker will be Reverend LaLonde. And let's say the prayer of protection. Again, that's in the card in front of you, unless you have it memorized. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. The energy of God is me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Well, Warren will provide a final song here.
I'm sure you guys will recognize this song. It's an old Beatles song called Blackbird, but this is a Chet Atkins arrangement. And I've taken some liberties with it myself, so.
Thank you, Warren, for lovely music all day long. Thank you all for coming. We will have a final prayer, and that will be the end of the service today. Reverend Judy, would you be willing to come up and give us that final prayer?
Okay. May our worries, the heavy burdens, all fly away like blackbirds. May we remember to take this beauty with us out into our world and share this love and grace with everyone we meet, filling our hearts with love and peace, filled with grace and joy, remembering that we are these new thoughts.
Thank you, and that will then conclude our service this morning. Thank you for coming.